5 News at Noon starts now.
The Senate approves billions of dollars of spending cuts to foreign aid and public broadcasting. What's next for the measure? And reaction to President Trump's comments on whether he'll fire the Fed chair. And Fayetteville Restaurant Week is right around the corner. What you can expect from this year's 3rd annual event. Well, thank you for joining us for your 5 News at Noon. I'm Morgan Wrigley here with meteorologist Danny Cassidy.
Hello.
Already today, when I walked outside this morning, I was regretting wearing long sleeves. It's so hot already.
Yeah, it's hot, and the biggest thing is how muggy it is, right? Those dew points are high, they're tropical, it feels like Florida, and you're certainly feeling it right now as you head out the door. We'll take a look live outside. We'll go over to Fort Smith. 91 degrees, but the humidity, that dew point at 75, and it feels like 102 already. Yeah, that's not very fun to be outside in, and it's only going to get even a little bit hotter as we go throughout the afternoon. And even with some cloud cover trying to help us out, it's not making much of a difference, as you can see, obviously feeling like over the triple digits. Across the board here in the River Valley, much of the area already into the triple digits. Northwest Arkansas in the low to mid 90s. You notice Bentonville there at 83. You're like, oh, it would be nice to be in Bentonville right now. Just a couple of light scattered showers there in the region helping cool us off. That's really the only saving grace here. But for the River Valley, not expecting any rain today. Northwest Arkansas could see a little bit of rainfall. That feels like Northwest Arkansas could approach the triple digits. I think we'll stay just below. It's still feeling pretty warm through the overnight hours for the River Valley. In some areas as high as 107, maybe up to 109 in some spots due to that heat advisory being in effect, which is in effect until 8 p.m. this evening. And even then, we're going to be seeing this tomorrow as well as Friday and probably the next day and the next day. The National Weather Service officially issued it for tomorrow already. But again, you can expect this to be in the River Valley for foreseeable future. Now, as I mentioned, there are a couple of light showers here in Benton County that are starting to make its way through here. And it's supposed to be pretty isolated for the rest of today, but that rain chance is there for Northwest Arkansas. So we'll talk about that rain chance as well as this extended heat wave here coming up in just a little bit. Morgan.
Thanks, Danny. Well, the House will soon take up the package of spending cuts narrowly approved by the Senate. The cuts would slash the previously approved funding for foreign aid, as well as NPR and PBS. Natalie Brandt reports from the White House.
The bill is amended as passed.
Overnight, senators voted 51-48 to slash around $9 billion worth of previously approved funding for foreign aid and public broadcasting. Republicans Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins joined with Democrats to oppose the measure, sounding the alarm over the impact to local public radio and TV stations.
For many families, public television is one of their only early childhood education tools. We shouldn't be pulling the rug out of these children.
The overwhelming majority of CPB's funding flows to NPR and PBS, entities that have drifted far from their original mission and now serve as megaphones for partisan left-wing activism.
The measure now has to go back to the House for a final vote before the Friday deadline.
Republican lawmakers are also weighing in after President Trump raised the idea of firing Fed Chair Jerome Powell, which he now says he is unlikely to do.
If you fire the chairman of the Federal Reserve, you will see the stock market crash.
President Trump confirmed CBS News reporting that he asked a group of House Republicans for their opinion on the matter, as he's been hammering Powell for months to lower interest rates.
I asked, what would you do about that? They all said would fire him.
Are you completely ruling out the idea of firing Jerome Powell?
I don't rule out anything, but I think it's highly unlikely unless he has to leave for fraud.
The administration has accused Powell of mismanaging a $2.5 billion renovation at the Fed's headquarters. Federal law says the chair can only be fired for cause. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
Explosions lit up Gaza early this morning as ceasefire talks continued between Israel and Hamas. Negotiators are discussing a U.S.-backed plan that includes a 60-day truce, hostages released, and troop withdrawals. But hopes for a deal are fading. Israel's campaign has killed more than 57,000 people in Gaza, according to Palestinian officials, while most residents remain displaced. The suspect arrested after the murder of an American Idol executive and her husband is due in court today. Investigators released pictures of the 22-year-old suspect, who they say he lives near the couple. Carter Evans has the latest.
Family members gathered outside the Encino home where the bodies of American Idol music supervisor Robin Kay and her husband, musician Thomas DeLuca, were found by LAPD officers Monday during a welfare check.
Officers saw some blood in the walkway and that caused them to make entry into the home.
4 days earlier, LAPD responded to a call from a neighbor who saw a man jump the couple's fence. Lieutenant Guy Golan says officers couldn't get on the property because it's surrounded by a wall with metal spikes.
So there's no evidence of a burglary. We did 2 airship flyovers at that time, and they were not able to see where that blood was.
A neighbor led police on the property Monday, and that's when they found the couple shot to death in their home. Security video shows someone entering through an unlocked door. You're a detective. In your gut, what do you think happened here?
As scary as it sounds, it does appear to be a random attack. It doesn't appear to be a target.
Investigators arrested 22-year-old Raymond Bouderian at his home on Tuesday. Court records show Bouderian had been jailed last year on a battery charge and had numerous hearings related to a conservatorship and mental competency. Is it possible that the suspect was inside while police were here checking out that call?
For the timeline events that we have, that is not possible.
Your investigation is telling you that the couple had already been shot.
That's correct.
So they upped their security.
A friend says the couple had a previous break-in last spring, which is when they installed the spikes and added security cameras.
After they did all the security updates, Tom says, I don't think they'll be back, and if they do, they're going to have a hard time.
Police still don't have a motive for the crime. They say the house wasn't ransacked and it didn't look like a burglary. Investigators believe Bouderian was in the home for about 30 minutes before the couple came back and found him. Unfortunately, there are no cameras inside the house. Carter Evans, CBS News, Los Angeles.
In Texas, the search continues for those still missing in the 4th of July flooding. And now lawmakers are working to make sure a loss like this never happens again. State lawmakers have now formed 2 new committees in the state Senate and House specifically dedicated to tackling disaster preparedness and flooding. They'll focus on things like flood warning systems, emergency communications, and relief funding. And later this week on 5 News Plus, we'll be airing a 1-hour special on the Texas flooding, Hearts and Heroes, Flooding in the Texas Hill Country. Debuts tomorrow. Our affiliates in Texas will be raising funds to help those still in need. You can stream this for free on our Smart TV app 5 News Plus right after our 6 o'clock newscast. And happening today, the city of Bentonville will host a public meeting to reveal the first draft of a new zoning code. The new code is part of the Plan Bentonville process and is designed to guide the city's growth. A few key updates in the draft include improved traffic connectivity and more housing options. City staff and project team members will be at the public library in the Walmart room to answer questions and gather input. That event will last from 5:30 to 7:30 this evening. Also today, we're hearing how the construction on the 612 bypass in Springdale is moving forward. Construction crews have made significant progress on the bypass with over half of the required bridge work completed. Nearly 3 million cubic yards of dirt has been moved, bringing the project to 70% completion. We'll take a more in-depth look at the progress later on your 5 News this evening. Well, a boat fire on Beaver Lake has sparked a fast response from local firefighters. These are some photos showing the damage from that blaze. You can see the smoke. This happened near Rogers. Rocky Branch Fire and Rescue quickly responded on Wednesday and put out the flames. The boat was towed to shore after the fire was extinguished. No injuries were reported, and there's no word yet on what caused the fire. You can catch any new developments on this story as they come in on our website, 5newsonline.com. Well, a federal appeals court has ruled Arkansas can enforce its ban on the teaching of critical race theory in public schools. A lawsuit challenging a section of the Arkansas Learns Act claimed it violated the First Amendment free speech clause based on the ban of indoctrinating students. In Wednesday's ruling, the court said the plaintiffs failed to show a likelihood of success in the case, ruling that the free speech clause does not require the government to promote messages it disagrees with. The lawsuit returns to the district court in Little Rock for further proceedings. Well, Governor Sanders is announcing a new initiative called the School Food Pantry Toolkit. It's designed to help Arkansas schools set up pantries so that no food goes to waste. Created by the governor's faith-based initiatives team, it gives schools step-by-step guidance on ways to fight hunger among their students and families, part of a broader effort to make sure every child in Arkansas has access to nutritious meals both at school and at home. Looking ahead, Fayetteville Restaurant Week starts on Sunday. The week will feature limited time menu offerings and special giveaways from dozens of participating restaurants. It's the 3rd annual Restaurant Week. Over 80 restaurants participated last year, and it will run through Saturday, July 26th. Parrot Island in Fort Smith is hosting a celebration for 1 million guests at the water park. The celebration will be on Saturday from 10 to 7, and tickets will be $15. Also, a heads up for drivers in Fort Smith, starting tonight, all lanes at the intersection of Phoenix Avenue and 24th Street will be closed every night for sanitary sewer line repairs. Drivers should use Jenny Lind to 0 Street, then 0 to 31st, and then back to Phoenix to navigate around the closure. It'll be from 6 in the evening until 6 in the morning through Sunday.